Today we're going to shoot the 425 Westley Richards out of a double rifle from Westley Richards. And the 425 Westley Richards shoots a 410 grain projectile. And again, I've laid it out with the 375 Holland as a reference round right here. And then I've got some 425 Westley Richards next to it. Now, just a couple of things. I think the Westley Richards, you can see it has a nice sloping neck, so it's easy to feed and extract that round. But one design characteristic which presented a bit of a problem is the rebated rim. So you can see that this rim is actually a lot smaller than the diameter of the case. And the reason for that was done so that it could fit in a normal Mauser action. And you didn't have to open up the face of the bolt. So this is the same size as a 300 or a 30-06 case base, but then obviously this rim had to be made smaller because of the diameter of the case, and that necessitated a couple of different changes to the bolt rifles to make sure that this rifle fit this bullet fit properly. Because being smaller than the rifle, it's very easy for the when you close the bolt to ride over your rim, and they made a couple of changes there to negate that. But we're going to shoot it in a double rifle, and I'll show you. It is an ejector double rifle, and it actually has some pretty nifty engineering work also to catch this rebated rim and fling out the case, because it's not rimmed, it's not even flash, it's actually rebated. But nevertheless, this was Westley Richards' answer to the 416 Rigby in that same medium to higher caliber class of rifle. And the proclaimed velocity of that 410 grain bullet was 2,350 feet a second. And as expected, when we started shooting regulation loads and actually shooting some of these older ammunition through it, there's about 150 feet a second difference. So if we look at the regulation loads, they came in at about 2,250, 2,240 feet a second to shoot this rifle right on song at 65 yards, taking it out to keep that regulation out to 85 yards. So again, you know, it is a little lower in velocity, but nevertheless, I think a very adequate dangerous game caliber. And we'll take a quick look at the rifle and then go shoot it. So this is a box lock Westley Richards in caliber 425 Westley Richards. It carries a serial number that has the prefix of T, which means that this rifle was manufactured not for resale in England, but in one of the colonies. And really the two major shipments went either to Africa, mostly to Kenya, and later South Africa and the Rhodesias, and then also India. And this specific rifle was actually sent to India. It has a tiger engraved on the one side, and on the other side it has a rhinoceros engraved on that side. So very you know, kind of made nice for the market in India. Now, typical to Westley Richards, it has the little beetle safety mechanism. So again, it has a rough end on the front. Take it off safe, put it on safe. This also has the typical doll's head C big metal bite into the action to provide additional strength to the action. And characteristic of the Westley Richards top lever is that it does not only pivot, but it also it doesn't only rotate, it pivots as well. So you'll see when you open this thing, when you start moving it, it rotates, but at the same time it's moved. It's significantly moved. I mean, there's about 1/4 of an inch movement right there, and that releases everything on the inside. So if we open it up, again, you know, there we go, a huge piece of metal on this doll's head that locks into your box lock action. and below it are the intricately designed ejector mechanism. So yeah, on opening it, you'll see the I'll try and show it better this way, but there's the piece of equipment that's gonna act as an ejector. You'll see it has a little piece of steel in there that actually protrudes to catch that rebated rim and then fling it out when you open the action. So not a very simple deal. It was actually, I think it took a lot of thought to put that together. But again, typical to the era, we have a fixed blade and then going right out to 500 yards. Because this type rifle was made for the export market, you can see right on the front here, it does not have the typical Westley Richards flip up night sight, but it has a nice loose standing bead which is easy to find and easy to shoot with. But nevertheless, a very nice rifle. This rifle has been cared for and maintained very well. It was reconditioned at Westley Richards a couple of years ago, and yeah, I think the only thing now is to put some bullets in it and shoot it. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and until we meet again, stay safe and happy hunting.